Okay, hey everyone, welcome to video 10, our last tutorial, the end of season instructions. This is a very important card, guys, and ties my whole rule set together, makes everything tick. The first thing you're going to want to do is your end of season financial report over here in the bottom left. Now, your remaining budget you take from your finances tab. Let's say we ended off the season with 6 million. You take that and you input it over here. And then prize money, merchandising, match tickets, season tickets, stadium maintenance, youth facilities, and travel costs are all taken from the in-game finances tab where you have all those nice pie charts. They're finally useful and you input it all here. I'm just gonna randomly input some numbers here. Let's say we have 50 million in prize money. Let's say we have 100 million in merchandising. Let's say we have 30 million in match tickets, 10 million in season tickets, 1 million in stadium maintenance, 250,000 in youth facility upkeep, and 100,000 in travel costs. So once you finish all that, you're ready to go in terms of finances, and all this will be ported back into the finances tab once you click submit. Before you do that, you need to fill out your achievements for the season. So you go over here and let's say Everton got 10th this season. Obviously, we didn't promote or relegate. That is top half. There's a drop down over here and a legend for you if you don't know what's going on. Let's say we won 15 games this season. And now we have to put in our new overall. So you use this team overall calculator, and the way you find out what your attack, mid, and defense is you go to team sheets, import team sheet, you find your team, and then you select your formation and you input your attack, mid, and defense, and that's your current overall. Now, just to make a quick note, this does take your overall based on your starting lineup and your subs, so make sure that it isn't a reserve lineup or it won't be an actual representation. But anyways, let's say we had 80 attack, 79 mid, 81 defense for a total of 80 team overall. So we put that in and then we select if we won any of the cups. Let's say we didn't. It's just a checkbox if you won or if you didn't win. And you've got your international competitions. There's drop down menus. You select everything from group stage to win is there. We didn't actually play in any. So that's all for the achievement section. Now over here in season upgrades, you'll have exactly how much DNAs and traits you're going to earn for next season that you'll be able to then allocate in the CoreDNA sheet once we click the submit button. So we're going to click it now. What's going to happen is everything's going to disappear and it will move you to season 2 and it'll be ready for you to fill out again at the end of the second season. So now we go over back to the CoreDNA sheet, and as you can see, we have 3 traits waiting for us and 1 DNA. And now we can level up our club. So we're going to go ahead and put, let's say, 1 into employment. We're going to pick that trait, and then we're going to pick nickel and diming and dilly ding dilly dong. So there you go. We've updated our club with new traits, new DNA, and now we can move on to the club section where, again, this is now reset for you, and you have to put in your current weekly wages, current starting budget, and winnings from your preseason tournament, just like in the first season. So let's say we are now spending 2 million on wages, a little bit higher. Let's say the board gave us 106 million. And let's say we still won 2 million from our preseason tour. Now, once this is all filled out and green, you can move on to the sponsors. These you can change every season, and it's quite important because if you pick a different sponsor, it will apply for this season. So let's say, we had about 40 million total in ticket revenues and we want a little bit more of the pie there, then let's pick ticket revenues and it will already update for you in this season's finances. So this is the important part where everything gets tied in. You've got your CoreDNA updated via the postseason page. We didn't actually get any prestige because there's also a dynamic prestige that you can increase your domestic or international prestige. But seeing how we didn't play any international competitions and we only got 10th, Everton is a really prestigious club, so getting 10th wouldn't really increase your domestic prestige. Perhaps If we got top 4, maybe it would have. But we didn't, so our prestige didn't change. For example, if we were playing Norwich and got 10th, we would probably increase our domestic prestige. So there is an update for this, which also updates your prestige over here if it increased. Obviously, you see our overall now is 80. So everything gets updated. And the most important thing is that your finances get updated. So when you go to the finance section, you see your wage is now 2 million. Your max is different. It increased based on different percentages. Your overall went up quite a bit from 78 to 80. So that's a total of 10% right there. Plus you would add your employment value and some other traits. So that's why the max went up. And you've got your club finances. Now, the board gave you 106 million and you get 16 million off of that. And the reason being is that you carried over 6 million. So 106 minus the 6 that was actually yours is 100 million. Then you go to the CoreDNA page and you see that you have 8 DNA allocated into operations. And for every operation, you get 2%. So a total of 16%. 16% of 100 million is 16 million. That's where the board share comes from. Your ticket revenues were a total of 40 million based on the season tickets and the match tickets. And seeing how we have the base 25% that everybody gets. You've got your ticket revenue 25%. You've got stadium infrastructure, which gives you an extra 25%, so we're up to 50. And our sponsor gives us another 24. So that's roughly 3/4. And 3/4 of 40 million is about 29.6. So that's where your ticket revenues come from. And it's the same sort of calculation for prize money and for merchandising. We have certain traits that gives us a certain percentage, 10% of merchandising, another 5% of merchandising, so you have 15%. You've got your wealthy owner, which gives you 5% of all prize money. This is where these values come from. And then you've got your preseason tour. It's just a flat value that transfers over. And then you've got something that's called market size effect. Now, market size effect is additional money that you have because of the market size you're in. Because we're in a large market size, we get quite a sizable increase of all our money. It's just a percentage increase of all your revenue streams. Because you're in a large market, you get a little bit of extra cash injection. And the last input is obviously your carryover. The 6 million is transferred over. You get the full 6 million. You don't get a percentage of it. It just transfers right over. If you add all of these together, you have your 77,610,000 budget for this season. And that is, I'd say, an upper limit for Everton, or close to it, because you do have a lot of money invested into operations. You have quite a bit of traits picked for operations. And you even have some money-related traits picked in the culture tree. Your owner being wealthy, your boardroom being focused on business. So this is quite a lot of money for Everton. If you were to pick less of these traits, this would be a lot less. Maybe you can juice this out to about 100 million. Perhaps you can even get the full board money, but you would have to be solely focused on operations. In any case, that is the postseason sheet, guys, and how it all ties together, how it all makes this rule set tick. And that is the end of my tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Laters!